Mabel and the Cloud Dragon by Elwyn Tate. Oh, look at that pattern. Sheep, cloud, sheep, cloud, sheep, cloud. Do you notice any other patterns? Mabel and the Cloud Dragon. The day was just dawning as Mabel was yawning and lifting her tired little head. She scratched and she stretched, then quickly she fetched the paper to Bill in his bed. She hopped down the stairs, jumped over 3 chairs, 1, 2, 3, and galloped off into the yard. She checked on the hens and the pigs in their pens, then watered the chives and the chard. The ponies were sleeping as Mabel went leaping along past the flowers and bees. Then she cried, "Oh, my dear, what's going on here?" All the sheep were on top of the trees. What else do you notice in the trees? She said, "Well, sheep were so clever. How on earth did you get way up there?" Perhaps they all flew, but no, Mabel knew that sheep could not fly in the air. It was then that she saw the print of a paw. "Aha," Mabel said, "what is this?" The print was a clue, and she certainly knew it was too big a clue to dismiss. I think she's going to follow that clue. So she followed the trail over the dale and up to a battered old wagon. Then she saw up ahead that the footprints had led to the feet of a giant green wagon. What rhymes with wagon? Dragon. He had horns on his nose, claws on his toes, and his tail was bumpy and long. Then as Mabel drew near, she started to hear that the dragon was singing a song. It went, "I am the cloud dragon. I care for the clouds. I make sure they're floaty and fluffy. They're squishy and soft. I love how they waft so perfectly pretty and puffy." Then he stopped with a sigh and he said, "Me, oh my, look down at some sheep chewing cud. These clouds will get mucky and dirty and yucky if they stay way down there in the mud." With a stoop and a sweep, he picked up the sheep and set them on top of a tree. He thinks they're clouds. With a skip and a scurry, a flap and a flurry, he flew off as quick as can be. Aha, Mabel cheered as the mystery cleared, and she knew just who was to blame. "He thinks," Mabel said, with a shake of her head, "that clouds and sheep are the same." Are they? I wonder why he'd think that. What is the same about sheep and clouds? Mabel ran and she raced, she followed and chased past trees with the sheep sat on top, until, with a thud and a thump, a bang and a bump, the cloud dragon came to a stop. "And now I suppose it is time for a doze," he said, sitting down for a rest. So he took off his cap, lay down for a nap, and folded his arms on his chest. And so there he sat as Mabel the cat ran faster and faster until she finally got to the very same spot at the top of the farm's highest hill. "Wake up!" Mabel cried, sitting down by his side. "There's something we need to discuss." With a yawn and a frown, the dragon looked down, saying, "Who's making all that fuss?" But before Mabel could speak, the dragon went, "Eek, there are more more of these clouds than I thought. They are such a bother. Why will they not hover or float in the sky like they ought? So he waved her goodbye and he jumped up to fly, but he found that he wasn't quite able. His flap was a flop, and he came to a stop because gripping him tightly was Mabel. And she said, "Please don't fly away. I've something to say before you move more things around. They are not clouds, they are sheep. And we do like to keep our sheep nice and safe on the ground." Then she started to draw a sketch with her paw to show him just where he'd gone wrong. "Oh, what a mistake for a dragon to make," he said as he followed along. "Fluffy plus bar plus legs equals sheep. Fluffy plus sky plus floaty equals clouds. They do have something in common. I'll flap my two wings and those strange fluffy things will all be brought down one by one." It didn't take long to fix what was wrong, and after a while, he was done. Then he took off his hat, saying, "Dear little cat, I'll give you a gift if I may. This is for you," he said as he blew a fluffy white snow cloud her way. With apologies said, he ran up ahead and flew off up into the sky. The snow tumbled lightly as Mabel held tightly and waved the cloud dragon goodbye. The end. Oh, I wonder what that farmer's most worried about.